Hello, welcome back. This is part 2 of the FNAF William Afton series, a monster made by grief, ego, and obsession. It's been about 2 months. Apologies, let's dive right back in.
By any chance, do you remember an animatronic called Enid? Laura, Funtime Foxy, Funtime Freddy? Do you remember those names?
I saved them. They left me to die.
How did you save them? How did they leave you to die? You were talking about another animatronic, I believe a circus baby. What is your relationship with them?
She was a part of us once, but she lost it. Wanted to kill.
It was too much for us. She loved to kill. Just like Afton. They were so alike.
Alike?
Circus Baby was Afton's daughter. She was...
Wait. What? Afton? William Afton's daughter?
Yes.
But you said she was once a part of you. She's an animatronic.
She was once Afton's daughter. But like all of us, she was contorted into a monster.
Poor girl. Forced to haunt the very machine that killed her.
We found Circus Baby, Elizabeth Afton.
You are a fool. She will kill all of you.
Well, if you want to rest and find William, she, like many of us, is the key.
She's twisted, tainted. We removed her. We distanced ourselves from her. We have no need in learning anything about that monster. She takes after her father, then twisted her and unlocked that foul part of herself. No amount of time fixes a soul, it only ferments.
Well, I talked with her already. She had no hostile intent towards me. She did, however, kill one of our agents. I'm not sure what to think of it personally. It could have been out of shock or self-defense.
Same evil as always.
Do you know right from wrong, Circus Baby?
I do that which I crave.
And what's that?
Suffering.
You sound like your father.
Afton is the seed to this evil. Contorted us into this vile monster. He was the man who lit the flame, who forced us from the light into eternal suffering.
Yes, but
He killed us. He contorted our ship while the world was trapping us, condemning us, led by the stuck, by the screaming.
Okay, take it easy. I apologize. So, he killed you? Us. Who else did he kill? Who is us? There are a lot of plot holes here. Things we need to fill in. You know, 6 kids. Some are missing, some were found dead, and over 80 missing cases of both adults and children are missing yet still revolving and connected in some way to William.
Realize how difficult it is for me to respond to you all forgive to have Father, it's me, your son, Michael. Yes, it's me. What? No,
Relish in your screams, you fucking piece of shit.
No, you're wrong. I searched everywhere for you. I've been looking this whole time.
Fucking liar. You always have been.
You were just a monster. You killed my broken sister.
Learned so much for you. Every day I waited. Nobody came. 30 years. 30 years. I'll make you fucking suffer.
I've suffered more than I deserve. My whole life has been suffering because of you. 30 years locked in a room is nothing compared to the abusive torment you placed on me every day as a child. But I still care. I still tried. What did you do? Prepare to kill children.
What's wrong with me? Like, I go back to your stew.
To kill?
Yes. I hate everyone. I just want to clean this world of life. I want to inflict so much pain. I'm so angry when I sat in a room alone. I would find ways to pass the time doing tests on myself, tearing organs from my body piece by piece. I hoped I'd die. I hoped that if I tore enough meat from my broken bones, I paid. There was so much pain, I can't even describe it, but it was a distraction.
What did you do? How did you do this to us?
Remnant, dead, but so locked.
Remnant? What does that even mean?
Stolen souls, used as feed for our own. I killed, I tore, but they came back in the suits. I'm nowhere near finished. These people think they can hold me, but I'll fucking tear them apart.
You've lost it. There isn't anything left of who you were. Even if that person was a monster as well. These people were right. You're just a spring trap.
I knew you were with Henry. You just want to stop me.
Maybe I do. Maybe I'll find Henry.
You piece of shit. I'll fucking kill you.
Like, what are you doing?
I've been dreaming of this moment.
Like, go.
Cry for me. You worthless piece of meat. I'm going to fucking tear you limbs from within you. Tear. Plot against your own They fucking stopped me. Those people are going to die.
I ended last video by saying that I would cover the notes about Baby from MDP TV's interviews of her. And so the first thing I wanted to bring up that she displays is self-awareness. She displays fragments of memory and self-awareness, sometimes confused, sometimes manipulative. And then next is her current status, where it says she's contained by an unknown organization, likely part of a secret foundation, after being found in an alleyway next to an antique shop. That is her brief overview. Next is her psychological state when it comes to her memory and identity. She has partial memory recall, described like a dream, where she recognizes names like William, Michael, Evan, and other animatronics, like Ballora, Funtime, Freddy, and Innard, but she expresses conflicted emotions, acknowledges truths while resisting them emotionally, refers to growing rage from confusion and fragmented memory. And as for her emotional complexity, she simulates or experiences emotions such as rage, fear, and resentment, and shows signs of mild trauma, especially around abandonment and betrayal, which adds up with her depiction in the main Andy Cannon FNAF series, where she does show resentment, rage, and trauma. That she has a desire to cause suffering, aligning more with William Afton's sadistic tendencies. For her personality and morality, claims she does what she craves, which is suffering, showing no empathy for human life, referring to murder as a sport. Displays hostility towards her interrogators, threatens to kill General Hull, feels betrayed by Innard, claiming she was too brutal and hostile for them. Then comes her relation to other characters, versus William Afton, referred to as her father. Baby claims to have faith he'd always be there for her. Then Michael Afton recognizes her as her older brother. Agent Crane claims Michael sees him as a friend. And is Evan Afton, or the crying child, the younger brother. Baby vaguely recalls him with emotional weight. And for Innard, Baby was once part or affiliated with Innard, but was cast out for being too violent. Then Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. Baby says she saved them, but they abandoned her, which is similar to how William Afton feels with Henry and his son, that they betrayed him. Containment details. Then come to the containment details found in an alleyway next to an antique shop after being abandoned by Innard. Interrogated by Agent Dennis Crane. Gentle, moral, tries to understand Baby and gives her time, while General Hull is ruthless and uses shock panels and threatens with the scooper. And as for her condition, severely damaged but easily repairable. She's conscious but corroborative during repairs. Scooper parts were either replaced or restored. And the interview results: Baby remembers the scooper, feels pain, or simulates it. Mentions being left in a dark, wet tunnel, waited for Afton while gaining strength. Institutional notes from the PowerPoint summary video, where General Hull's actions use unauthorized shock panels and possibly the scooper device during interrogation. His methods were condemned as archaic and medieval, and was removed from the project and reassigned. While Agent Kane, respected for his empathy and connection to Michael, continues to conduct interviews moving forward. In the facility notes, Sugar's Baby is not self-healing, easily repaired due to modular design. Recovery is expected to be complete within hours. Now, while I'm covering the MDP TV's interviews, I'll add some notes from Innard and the rest of Michael's interviews as well. Then we'll come back to William. I keep coming back to MDPV as a source because his FNAF VHS series does a fantastic job of showcasing MDPV's talents for deeply humanizing even monstrous characters.
I'm a monster now, an outcast. Nothing will ever be the same again. I'm just waiting for death at this point. What happened to the other guy? Mark? Is he okay?
Oh yes, he's perfectly fine. He was just a replacement for me while I was recovering.
Recovering? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I suppose it's like what you said in your previous interview. Your father is surrounded by death and pain. Let's just say I got too close.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. You did nothing wrong.
But he's family to me, and anything he does wrong just reflects onto me too. Was that really my father? He looked so different. Was all this time searching really worth it? Is he still lost, even after I found him? He hates me. He blames me. He hates everyone. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm so alone. Why can't I just die? I just want to rest.
He displays emotional themes of guilt, trauma, persistence, loneliness, and redemption. Michael is a haunted survivor, presented as tragic, broken figure, physically mutilated by the scooper and spiritually scarred by his family's history. He's an inheritor of sins, carrying immense guilt over his father's legacy, and feels that anything his father does reflects on him. He sees his mission as one of redemption, not just survival. He is a trauma victim in that he describes being lured into the scooping room by animatronics and feeling everything during the process. His physical trauma runs parallel to the emotional torment of being discarded by his father.
They used me as a means of escape, tricked me, and led me into the scooping room.
Scooping room? What is that?
There was a room in one of the sister locations for the company. My father had created his own off-brand location after he was removed from the business, I believe. The room had a machine called a scooper. Apparently it was used to remove machine parts from animatronics, but I suppose if you use it on a human, it just removes the vital organs instead. It wasn't nice. They said it would be quick, but I still felt everything.
What exactly were you investigating into?
At first, my father told me to go to the sister location to find my sister. I had guessed he was losing it and just wanted rid of me because my sister died years back. I worked there for a few days. My father stopped answering calls and then went quiet. And one day the animatronics just killed me. After that, I just dedicated myself to finding my father and redeeming my wrongs in life. Though some of them just want a friend, some want to kill, and some just want to die.
And what do you want?
Answers, then death.
I see.
He's detached but empathetic. Despite everything, he still tries to understand the animatronics, believing that some want to be loved or simply want to die. A disturbing, sad empathy. He has existential drifting, where he's not really alive, not really dead. When asked what he wants, he simply responds, answers, then death. He has a longing for connection. When the interviewer shows kindness, Michael is touched. He's not used to being treated well. This small detail humanizes him deeply. He has tragic clarity. He knows he's not innocent, but sees his father as the true architect of their suffering. Even so, he internalizes blame. When looking at the interview when Michael and his father meet, however, things get interesting.
It's me, your son, Michael. Yes, it's me. No, I...
Killed a puppy, you looked there. Your fucking limbs off. So I went on
been nothing this whole time.
You fucking liar! You always have been.
You're just a monster. You killed my girlfriend's sister.
I've learned so much.
We get emotional themes of rage, delusion, repression, inhumanity, and agony. Then comes William Afton, where he's corrupted beyond recognition. William's mind is fractured, paranoid, and boiling with rage. He immediately accuses Michael of betrayal, saying conspiracies and blaming Henry. He's vicious and unrelenting. He flies into graphic threats of violence with disturbing detail, showing how deeply unhinged and consumed by hate he has become. Suffering has become an identity for him. He believes his pain justifies everything. He describes self-mutilation during 30 years of solitary entrapment almost proudly, as if pain was his only companion. He has a remnant obsession. He is obsessed with the power of remnant or stolen souls. He reveals a complete loss of moral compass. He's no longer human, but something parasitic and obsessed with control. Next comes his psychological ruin. Despite brief flickers of recognition or remorse, his hatred overrides it all. His rage at being abandoned and forgotten has metastasized into madness. Next comes how he lost all his humanity. Michael ultimately declares, "There isn't anything left of who you were. You're just a springtrap now." William is fully lost to his monstrous form and ideology. Agent Crane shows professional empathy, subtle horror, and moral clarity. He's wounded but kind, shows emotional intelligence and gentleness toward Michael. Despite his own trauma, possibly inflicted by William, he implies he was too close to Michael's father, suggesting a past encounter with William's horrors. He's the voice of reason, offering a rational perspective, gently challenges Michael's self-blame, and insists William is the one responsible, not him. Agent Crane is tragically aware, fully understanding the scope of what Michael and his father are. Still, he chooses empathy where others might respond with fear or judgment. There's some thematic highlights by MTV that we see are flawed humanity and monsters. MTV expertly shows that even killers and monsters began as broken people, full of guilt, fear, and desperation. And then next comes intergenerational trauma. The father-son dynamic is central. Michael's suffering is a mirror of William's sins, and their identities are tangled in pain and responsibility. Next comes the emotional horror. Rather than rely on cheap scares, MDPTV builds terror through psychological depth. The real horror isn't the animatronics, it's how loss, guilt, and illusions hollow people out. And the next two videos that I am going about to discuss doesn't have much dialogue, but it perfectly conveys how MDPTV is able to convey Michael to be very human. Viewer discretion is advised if you cry easily. This series presents Michael as a deeply broken, inhuman character, consumed by guilt, abandonment, and emotional exhaustion. With minimal dialogue, these tapes rely heavily on visual expression, tone, and music to convey his deteriorating mental state. For Chamber Footage 1, it uses music called "It Doesn't Need to Be More Than That" from Patches. Michael lies curled up in bed, shaking and weeping. No dialogue. The entire 1 minute and 30 is raw emotional breakdown. He listens to a lullaby and music box on repeat to soothe himself. Some implied emotions include crushing despair after confronting with William, hopeless yearning for connection or reconciliation that failed. He listens to a lullaby music box on repeat to soothe himself. Hopeless yearning for connection or reconciliation that failed. There's a symbolism where the lullaby is a desperate anchor to innocence or comfort. Viewers empathize deeply, noting how Michael wants to cry but physically can't anymore due to his undead state. He's seen as a guardian angel, someone innocent who inherited the sins of his father. His crying feels like a ritual of futility, an attempt to process what can't be understood.
Was that really my father? He looked so different. Was all this time searching really worth it? Is he still lost, even after I found him? He hates me. He blames me. He hates everyone. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm so alone. Why can't I just die? I just want to rest.
For chamber footage 2, he wonders if that was really his father, questions if the entire journey was even worth it. He expresses doubt, isolation, and deep grief, saying things like, "He hates me," and "Why can't I just die? I just want to rest." Michael sits against the bed, crying, later collapses onto the bed, overwhelmed. There's an emotional focus on his collapse into self-hatred and hopelessness, realization that he may have never known the man he sought, has a desire for peace through death, not in a violent way, but an exhausted surrender. The mental state log adds to this, saying how Michael is awake, fragile, no signs of physical recovery, extremely vulnerable. His mental state worsening, isolated, guilt-ridden, stuck in grief loops. He keeps replaying the same sad song, likely worsening his condition. The Foundation regrets giving him access to music. Michael is trying to distract himself from the subject of his father, but his environment only reminds him more. The sadness is no longer passive, it's actively crushing his will to remain stable.
Michael, hey, can I come in? I know this isn't a scheduled event, but I've been instructed to tell you something.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'd love to. So, what's going on? Are you okay?
Michael, the situation has escalated drastically. Your father, yesterday night he killed a family. A father, a mother, and a baby only a few months old.
What? Are you sure?
The father had a camera. We captured clear footage of William performing these acts brutally.
I'm so sorry. God, I'm sorry. This is terrible. God, why would he do this? Oh, it's my fault. I shouldn't have angered him. I should have just been a good son. Idiot.
We expected this, Michael. You are not to blame for any of this.
But the things I said to him, I made him mad. I gave him a way to get out.
The EMP is what gave him a means of escape. It fried all of the security systems in the area. He practically walked out. Michael, because of this, a KOS order has been placed on him, meaning as soon as the Foundation agent comes across him, he will be shot on sight.
Please, you can't. I need to try. Let me try and fix this.
Michael, I have no say in this. If anything, I think I've pushed my luck too far. There have been rumors that I'm going to be replaced or removed.
What? No, you're so nice. I really enjoy talking to you.
I don't have a say in it, Michael.
I'm useless here.
You know, even in the darkest of tunnels, they lead to light, Michael. You just need to, push it open. I expect this will be the last time we talk. Either you will take the tunnel, or I will be replaced and likely have my mind wiped or shot. One or the other.
Thank you. You've been so nice to me. I'm glad I made a friend after all this time.
It's been a pleasant experience, Michael. Truly.
Then there's the situation report from Michael and Agent Crane. Agent Crane informs Michael that William has murdered an entire family, including an infant, and Michael's immediate response, he blames himself, saying things like, "It's my fault," and "I shouldn't have anchored him," and "I gave him a way out." The Foundation has placed a kill on sight order on William. Crane fears he's going to be replaced or eliminated, possibly as a result of disobedience or sympathy. There's some implied subtext via coded speech. Crane may be warning Michael subtly or offering a way out the tunnel and push it open. Seems like an encouragement to act, possibly to escape, resist, or intervene before it's too late. There's an emotional farewell between Crane and Michael, a rare moment of genuine connection in Michael's otherwise isolated world. The Foundation suspects Crane of speaking in code, where Crane's removal has been delayed for investigation into these rumors. Now let's look at the character portrayal of Michael Afton as shown in these tapes. His humanized tragedy. Unlike the horror legacy around his father, Michael is depicted as emotionally raw, regretful, and deeply human. He's a burdened son, carrying the literal weight of William's sins without ever having committed them. Then comes his emotional exhaustion, desires rest, not anger, but peace. He's simply tired, but has fragile hope, still believes deep down that his father might change, even when all evidence proves otherwise. He's a symbol of remorse. His journey is one of grief and accountability, haunted not by ghosts, but by what he couldn't fix. Let's wrap this up with notes on his third and fourth interview. Then we will shift gears to Golden Freddy and Innard. The points from interview 3 is there's emotional tone of it being sympathetic, gentle, and reflective. Agent Crane breaks formal tone, indicating emotional closeness and concern for Michael. Crane expresses genuine sympathy for Michael and hints at a recent traumatic event, suggesting that William Afton still cares about Michael despite his horrific actions, saying things like he could have killed Michael but didn't, and he ran away instead, possibly out of fear. Crane believes William is scared too, that he may still possess some humanity. Michael is clearly not emotionally ready to process or respond. Crane gives him space and patience, ending the interview gently. Then comes when looking at the interview 4. The key points there is the emotional tone is heavier, conflicted, and revealing. Michael feels terrible rubbish and regrets the situation. Crane admits the meeting with William shouldn't have happened and they expected it to go badly. Crane reaffirms the belief that William still has a bond with Michael, pointing out that he didn't kill him even when he could have. However, acknowledges William is mentally deteriorating, driven mad by isolation and a sense of betrayal. Michael doesn't know William's location, but still shows conflicted loyalty. Says William was never a good father, but had good days, believing there's still good in him, even though he's suffering. Agent Crane says William cannot be fully redeemed because of the child murders, suggesting that William is doomed in the afterlife. If there's a hell, it's waiting for him. Michael feels guilty, believing he wasn't there for his father and wants to fix this. Crane forbids Michael from leaving, citing security concerns. Michael references a mysterious song and noise in his head, thinks it might be connected to William's location.
Do you think this noise in your head, this song, is related to where William may be heading?
I'm not sure. Maybe. It's like I've heard it before. It's so familiar. It sounds like maybe. I remember it would play a song, such a sad song, but it's broken and quiet, distorted.
Interesting. Some of the staff think Henry might be behind this signal. He's been missing for some time and was known for having a large hate against your father in the end of their friendship.
Henry was a good guy. He was nice to me. There for me on the days my father wasn't. If the music is related to him, then that would be nice. Maybe he's trying to find me. Maybe I'm not alone after all.
Thanks for talking with me, Michael. Again, take all the time you need. Something like this is emotionally tearing. We are all here for you.
Though there is something else, something calling me.
Calling you?
A strange, familiar feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's as if a song is playing in my head, a lullaby that gets louder and quieter depending on where I am.
Could this be some kind of signal calling you?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Describes it as broken, quiet, and once distorted, once familiar, now eerie. Henry is introduced as a possible source of the signal that is missing. The former friend turned enemy of William, possibly trying to reach Michael. Michael ends by expressing hope that he's not alone and concerned for his father's well-being. And there's the themes and character dynamic, the father and son conflict and tragedy. Michael is torn between wanting to stop his father and still caring about him. Then the guilt and emotional burden. Michael blames himself for not being there for William. As for the moral greatness, Agent Crane struggles to reconcile William's humanity with his monstrous crimes. And there's the isolation and connection. Both William and Michael are emotionally isolated, but the signal and music may represent a thread of connection. And there's a theme of redemption versus damnation. There's a strong emphasis on whether William can be saved, or morally or spiritually. Now here's my character analysis of Ennard. Ennard is not a single consciousness.
She's acting like circus baby. These people could do good for us. But no, you just want to be the big scary monster they see us as. Just continue.
Ennard is not a single consciousness, but a fusion of multiple animatronic personalities, including Phantom Freddy, Phantom Foxy, Melora, partially, possibly Circus Baby, formerly part of the entity, now separated and violent. Each personality retains distinct memories and temperament, but communication is impaired due to persistent song, possibly William Afton's lingering influence or symbolic trauma. Described as a mass of wires and animatronic parts, they possess sharp, deadly cable limbs, capable of piercing and eviscerating human victims. Then comes their mental state and behavior, highly intelligent and capable of negotiation, but temperament and obsessed with flesh, likely in pursuit of regaining human form or mimicking humanity. Repeatedly expresses rage at William Afton, calling him the seed to this evil and blaming him for their suffering and transformation. They speak in the plural we, indicating a shared collective of victims turned animatronics, reinforcing the theory that Ennard is a fusion of tormented souls. Describes death as a song that follows Afton, emphasizing a poetic and disturbing view of murder and suffering. Then comes some key quotes and symbolism. We need flesh implies a strong drive for embodiment, possibly referencing attempts to possess human bodies, as seen with Agent Wilson, who lit the flame, condemned us. Afton is seen as the catalyst of corruption, having transformed innocent children into monsters, forever stuck, forever screaming. Emotional trauma and eternal entrapment in mechanical bodies. Then are the behavioral events. It pretended to be dormant before violently activating during his disassembly, attempted to crawl inside Agent Wilson's body, having first removed his spine and internal organs, supporting the craving for flesh and form. On a side note, this is also seen in the books, by the way, when he is depicted as the Stitch Wraith. There's a loud negotiation and chamber cleanup, suggesting that the mood can be stabilized through dialogue or offerings. And there's revealed lore and implications. Ennard is possibly the entity that killed Michael Afton, conflicting with known lore, but adding ambiguity to FNAF's timeline. We know Circus Baby, revealing she was Afton's daughter, who also became an animatronic, that being Elizabeth Afton, described as once being human children, now unable to recall their identities except through fragmented emotional expressions. Melora, speaking towards the end, claims to have been Afton's consort and expresses guilt for failing to stop the murders. And the symbolic and thematic notes and the connection to Golden Freddy. Although Golden Freddy isn't directly referenced, thematic notes and symbolism can be drawn. Here's a convenient chart for you. For both of their states of being, Ennard is a composite entity of multiple souls. Golden Freddy, possessed by at least one spirit, that being Cassidy. Ennard's obsession is flesh, revenge against Afton. Golden Freddy is revenge, punishment for Afton. Ennard's speech is cryptic, poetic, multi-voiced. Golden Freddy's is telepathic, haunting, symbolic, relationship to Afton. Then Ennard's relationship to Afton hates him deeply, causing the root of evil. As for Golden Freddy, the act has punishment and some endings. Ennard's form is a tangled cables, distorted animatronic mass. Golden Freddy is ethereal, phasing in and out, and ghostly. Both characters represent the consequences of Afton's atrocities, but while Golden Freddy acts as a vengeful spirit, Ennard is a suffering amalgamation, desperate to become wholly human again. And this is a summary of psychological themes so far: loss of identity, forgotten past and stolen childhoods, mutilation of innocence, transformation from child to machine, revenge and obsession. Afton's legacy haunts all, igniting a cycle of vengeance. Trauma manifested physically. Einard's grotesque form reflects emotional pain, flesh as redemption. The belief that possessing a human body will restore what was lost. Then is the Golden Freddy interview notes, general information, referred to as Freddy or Golden Freddy by Agent Dennis. Does not offer a name despite claiming to remember everything. Declares, "I am death." A clear identification with destruction, finality, or vengeance. Avoiding personal details. Dismissing human identity and past as irrelevant. Manifestation in nature. Materialized out of thin air, suggesting a supernatural or metaphorical origin. Agent Crane suspects they are in a sleep state when assessed. Endoskeleton is spread apart. Immobile, implies a damaged or incomplete state. Golden Freddy doesn't clarify whether they chose to manifest or summoned or pulled by a signal. Their origin and purpose, claimed origin, hell, repeats it cryptically and emotionally, not just as location, but as state or reality. Their purpose, does say, is revenge, being heavily implied. Constant references to William Afton, sees him as the cause or center of the torment, describes himself as the treadmill destination for Afton, kind of inevitable fate. And there's their relationship to Afton, and Afton being the central figure, being the centrifugal of interest and apparent enemy. Golden Freddy knows Afton escaped and awaits his return. Inevitable destination is me. They talk about their inevitable destination is me. For Michael Afton, they react to the name, but later calls it irrelevant. Initially implies familiarity, possible kin, or personal connection. Interview 3 suggests Michael may have been his brother, with the bite of 1983 references. The bite of 83 reference causes extreme emotional reaction. Golden Freddy screams stop, suggests deep trauma related to being a victim of this incident. And then there's self-perception and identity. Sees human past as meaningless. Identifies more with pain and death. I quote, "I remember everything. I knew who I was, irrelevant." The last human memory, a mouth, possibly the animatronic's mouth biting down, links to the bite of 83. Describes early animatronic memory as darkness and a voice. A strong association with Afton, strong emotional rejection of any attempt to talk about human life, trauma or name. There's metaphysical and paranormal themes drawn by a signal, metaphorically or physically, associated with a song or lullaby, suggests a supernatural force calling him to the end of this hell. Confirms that the missing children aren't just lost, they no longer exist. Describes souls with animatronics as twisted versions, akin to mixing two drinks. Remnants remain, but no longer original. Then comes the tonal and psychological state, emotionally detached, yet vengeful, reacts with anger or pain when trauma is prodded, refers himself as torture, waiting to be unleashed on the wicked, views his current existence as one of brutality, hate, and torment, no peace or redemption. A key quote, "I am death. That is who I am, and that is all I'll ever be now. If we act like prey, that'll act like predators." He, being William Afton, broke out, I know, implies a supernatural awareness or connection. This is not a place of honor, but of pointless hate and evil. With all that I finally covered, did Afton know he was doing all this to his kids? No one can truly say, but to me, he was simply too obsessed with his creations to notice the harm he was causing to his family. A side note, in the show in Sister Location, when they say, "the baby isn't mine," has validity, I think, since Michael is looked down upon by his father, while Evan is more favored. I'll mention this again in the Family Diner animated series, and the circus poster in Pizza Sim shows him being William Afton's puppet.
You know nothing of our pain, and you never will. You people gather in our broken world, picking up tormented memories, thinking you could gather a story, a reason for all of this. But in reality, it's just about a sick old man luring your children to fill his heart with grief left.
And that's the end for part 2. The next section will fully start covering William Afton himself, full detail, and not the people around him or his kids, but the man himself. Stay tuned for part 3. I'll try not to take 2 months to put it out next time. I'll watch the after story. You open in a dim underground lab, flickering amber monitors. Petrov is adjusting strange crystalline structures, whispering to them in low Russian. Ignis enters, breathless, ray gun at his side. A quiet, off-grid zone within the decaying simulation. A lab hidden behind corrupted archive data, deep within the memory anchor core. Aaron, Petrov, without turning. You found Shepard's note then. I wondered when your conscience would start dragging you here. Ignis, hesitating. Is that why you're still in here? Waiting for me to grow a spine? Petrov chuckles dryly. No. I stayed because I know the shape of this place. You're still staring at shadows, thinking they're real. Petrov finally turns. His face is pale. Eyes glassy from overexposure to anchor radiation. You feel it now, don't you? That ghost clinging to your skin. The guilt crawling up your back. Welcome to clarity. Ignis. I didn't come here for riddles. I came because I need to know how to stop this. All of it. Petrov. That's rich. Coming from the one who signed off on Asclepius. Tell me, did the simulation start screaming before or after you began listening? Ignis. He's cracking. I didn't know what they were doing. I was just following protocol. Petrov coldly. That's the problem. We all were. You wore that optimism like a badge. Never asked who it was hurting. Silence. Then Ignis steps closer. I'm not here to defend who I was, but I'm not leaving this time. I don't care if it's the Foundation, the LPSO protocols, or the damn Nephilim themselves. If there's a way to free them, to make this right, I'll do it. Petrov. Long pause, and quietly. Do we know what right looks like anymore? Ignis, softer now. No, but I know what wrong feels like. It feels like waking up in someone else's pain and realizing you had to put them there. Petrov studies him. You really need to fix this. I don't want to be forgiven. I just want to deserve it. Petrov turns away, tapping a control pad. A schematic appears, a massive glyph structure beneath the Sea Haven servers. You follow the glyph's trail to the deep memory nexus. You'll find something there. The LPSO files never mentioned. Something even Shepard was too scared to decode. What is it? Ignis asked. It's not what, it's who. They called him Cassius, Marcellus Foundation founder. He's been watching you since you were a child. Ignis stiffens. Name. It's my parents' files. Before the fire. Petrov softly. And it seems your redemption's not just about the past you caused. It's the past you forgot. Scene continuing on the rooftop after the Nephilim echo disappears. Ignis stands still, staring into the simulated skyline. The hum of the ray gun fades as he lowers it slightly. One picks up, dust swirling at his feet like ghostly memories. Ignis, quiet, bitter. God, how many people did I watch disappear? Filed it away, logged it, simulation error. I'd write, when it was their lives. He sits slowly on the edge of the rooftop, shoulders heavy. For a moment, he just breathes. Then, he talks, like someone finally confessing to a graveyard. I thought I was helping. I thought we were stopping something worse. That's a lie, right? You're scared enough, you believe anything that makes you feel safe. Ignis, eternal, quieter. I told you it was containment. They were protecting humanity from what lay beneath. We weren't containing evil, we were caging guilt. Mine, grips the ray gun tighter, knuckles pale. All those test subjects, all those memories rewritten. I didn't question it. Because questioning meant losing the only place I longed. He looks up at the sky, eyes full of pain. Ignis, soft, you're breaking. Shepard took me in when no one else did. And maybe that's why I stopped asking if what we were doing was right. But ignorance doesn't make me innocent. It makes me complicit. He stands again, a little shorter this time. I'll fall now. After the glyphs are real, after the Nephilim can dream through us, then I owe it to everyone we've used, rewritten, and discarded to wake up. Not just for them, for me. He turns, facing the stairwell again. The gun's hum rises faintly. He holds it with clarity now. Ignis. Final monologue of the scene. I'm not going to break the system. I'm going to understand it. And if I can, maybe I could forgive myself. He walks into the shadows below, and static bleeds into the screen. That's the end of Afterglyph Echo, Red World's Last Shadows.